Coming up in this week's video, we have a twisted rubber hose metroidvania about phobias, a vertical platforming roguelite about slaying demons and escaping hell, and a puzzle platformer set in a small town overrun with radioactive squirrels. To keep up to date with all things indie, please subscribe to the channel and also hit that bell icon to get notifications so you never miss a video.
I need to ask you something. Do you know why you do what you do?
Lacuna, a sci-fi noir adventure, is a pixel art point-and-click adventure set in a dystopian future. You play as CDI officer Neil Conrad investigating the assassination of a key political figure. The plot deals with colonial themes analogous to Britain and the formation of the 13 colonies in America. The citizens of Drovia, a colony of Garva, have become increasingly detached and disillusioned, and their solar system is on the brink of war. The script is so well written and features a branching narrative where your choices determine the future. Speak to characters to garner clues, take out your magnifying glass to inspect objects in more detail, and find a nice comfortable chair to sit down as you read through notes, check emails and send reports to the higher ups. Conrad is your typical noir protagonist. He's a complicated detective with family issues, he talks to himself through fully recorded voiceovers, and he lights a cigarette now and again, although I should point out smoking is optional in this game. With its intriguing plot, engaging puzzles to solve and multiple endings, Lacuna is a beautiful pixel art noir adventure that will please fans of the genre. The game's out now on Steam, with console ports due sometime in the future. Heidelberg 1693 is a side-scrolling platformer similar in style to the original Castlevania games, but perhaps has more in common with Capcom's Ghosts and Goblins series. Set in an alternative 17th century Germany, you play the part of a musketeer sent by the hubristic French monarch Louis XIV, aka the Sun King, to slay the Moon King, his bastard son who has mastered the dark arts and raised the dead. The pixel art of the game is truly stunning, from the character animations to the historically accurate background settings. The animated cutscenes are inspired by the silent era of film and bring Heidelberg to life. In many ways, the game's aesthetic reminded me a lot of indie metroidvania Blasphemous. Gameplay is slow and tactical. Your musketeer is equipped with his namesake, a musket, which has a limited number of bullets and needs to be reloaded after each shot. You even have a stand for your rifle, which allows you to angle shots for better accuracy. Alongside this, you have a rapier for close combat and can pick up a number of secondary weapons, which range from throwing daggers to shields. There are 20 meticulously crafted levels, which feature some of the most creative enemies I've seen in a game like this. Heidelberg 1963, quite refreshingly, is not a metroidvania and features no backtracking, but there are different routes to take and plenty of hidden upgrades. The game's challenging and you'll definitely die a lot, but the well spaced out save stations ensure the game is never frustrating. Heidelberg 1693 is very much a labour of love. The attention to historical detail, the carefully crafted plot, the fantastic art style, along with the developer's acute understanding of the genre, make this more than just a game, but an indie work of art. It's out this week on the PC by way of Steam and scheduled for the Nintendo Switch, Xbox One and PS4 later in the year. Rising Hell first appeared on Steam in early access over a year ago. This week it gets its 1.0 release and also comes to consoles. The game is an action roguelite where you ascend towers and fight bosses at the top. The game's primary protagonist is Arak, a sinner with a power to kill demons. Your goal is to rise up, defeat the devilish hordes and escape hell. However, there are two other playable characters to choose from, each with their own unique moves. The pixel art graphics are wonderful, in particular the character and attack animations. The combat's also really satisfying and features a combo system to rack up high scores and collect more souls. Red souls serve as the in-run currency, which you can use to increase your attack power, health bar or soul drop rate. Another collectible, Blight, which is purple, is used between runs to unlock artifacts that modify your starting loadout. The game features 3 distinctly different worlds, broken up into levels with challenging bosses waiting for you at the end. It's pretty short, but there's a challenge mode to encourage replaying parts of the game. All in all, Rising Hell is definitely a roguelite to check out. It's out on the PC and all consoles now.
Rising Hell.
Developed over the course of 3 years, Fearmonium is primarily the work of one man, Slava Gree, a self-taught artist with a master's degree in psychology, and he's also responsible for the game's beautiful artwork, which features 1930s rubber hole style animations similar to Cuphead.
Welcome to Fearmonium, a psychedelic
In the game, you explore the deepest recesses of a young boy's mind, in particular his fears, which are influenced by crimes he once saw at a fair. The sprawling map represents the inner workings of Max's consciousness. Themes such as depression, anxiety and fear feature heavily in the plot, and abstract concepts manifest as strange and bizarre characters. For example, depression takes the form of a lady in a bath who acts as a save and teleport station. You become a mallet-wielding girl in Max's mind. Combat and progression is similar to metroidvanias such as Hollow Knight. You gain new abilities the more you play, allowing you to access previously blocked areas. And to stop you getting lost, there's a friendly clown in the main hub area that you can pay to tell you where to go next. The currency of the game is balloons, interesting, which are scattered all around the world. At times the game looks like a twisted Disney animation with its weird and wacky cast of characters and psychedelic boss fights. For the work of a single developer, Fearmonium is a mighty impressive achievement. Check this one out now on the PC via Steam. Never Yield is an on-rails runner, similar in many ways to the Bit Trip Runner series. It's been created by a solo developer and is a visual and aural delight. You play as a man on the run, why or from whom it's not clear. The game features 13 chapters and has been designed to be completed in a couple of sittings. The creator Neil Jones wanted to make a game that could be played out like an interactive short story or an action movie, and that's what we have here. Gameplay is super smooth and character animations look wonderful as you acrobatically avoid obstacles in your path. The interesting perspective switches from 2D to 3D along with the frequent cutscenes make the game feel cinematic, and the funky jazz hip hop soundtrack perfectly suits the action. Controls are simple. You use 4 keys or directions of the D-pad on a controller to slide, high jump, flip or speed up. Each move is represented by a colour, and hazards in your way are illuminated by one of these colours and indicate which button to press. It all plays out a lot like many QuickTime event games, and I can see this one working perfectly on mobile devices in the future. The game features 3 difficulty settings available after completing the prologue. There's normal, hard and insane. The normal mode is highly accessible with slow motion effects added just before obstacles to give you time to hit the right button. For insane, the slow-mo is removed and more dangers added, and for experienced players of the genre, I'd really suggest switching straight to this mode. Some may find the game short length a put-off, levels are quite similar and your moveset doesn't change, yet the sublime graphics, the high-octane gameplay and the overall high level of polish make Never Yield definitely worth checking out. Aerial Knight's Never Yield is available now on PC and all major consoles. Also this week, we have Just Die Already, an old people's sandbox game from the makers of Goat Simulator. You're old and angry, how will you cope in a world that just wants you to die already? Out now on PC and consoles. There's also Fabled Lands, a turn-based roguelite inspired by the popular game books by Dave Morris and Jamie Thomas. With a vast open world, choose-your-own-adventure gameplay, tactical battles and plenty of customisable options, this is definitely one to check out if you're a fan of the series. SNKRX or SNKRX is an arcade shooter roguelite where you control a snake of heroes that automatically attack nearby enemies. Combine different heroes to unlock class bonuses and create unique builds, and steer your unstoppable party as they ravage through endless waves of enemies. Check this pixel art beauty out now on the PC by way of Steam. And we also have Mind Scanners, a retro-futuristic psychiatry simulation in which you diagnose the citizens of a dystopian metropolis. Developed by the Outer Zone and published by Brave at Night, this colourful retro indie gem is available now on the Steam store. Single Valley is a bizarre place. A local place for local people, you could say. It's no wonder then that Jack, the protagonist of the game, is trying to escape it for a new life in the big city. His father is an alcoholic TV addict, his baby brother won't stop crying, and the dog, Murphy, can't stop pooping in the garden. Yet, just as Jack packs his bag, puts the baby and drunken dad to bed, he witnesses the beginning of the apocalypse from his treehouse. The game is best described as a puzzle adventure, presented from a gorgeous top-down pixel perspective that looks like a mashup of Hyper Light Drifter and Zombies Ate My Neighbours. As Jack, you can jump, dodge roll, push and pull items, and throw objects. And rather than engage directly in combat, there are really no weapons here, apart from a slingshot, you'll have to improvise to evade the radioactive animals that terrorise the land. The story takes unexpected twists and turns. You'll go rafting on a poisoned river, distract toxic bears, and be involved in car chases. There's also plenty of collectibles to find scattered around the town, including clones of yourself. The retro chiptune soundtrack is played through your cassette player. Collecting new tapes changes the music, and tapes can be selected through the inventory screen. There's also a handy to-do list so you'll never get lost. Quests range from the familial, picking a flower for mom, to the very strange, retrieving your backpack from a radioactive squirrel. With witty dialogue, lots of things to do, and weird characters to interact with, Mayhem in Single Valley is an adventure on an epic scale. And there are dozens of unique ways to die as you try to save the world, 55 to be precise. All in all, it's a wonderfully subversive action platformer. If you're on the fence about this one, I urge you to try the free prologue available now on the PC via the Steam store. Next week, we see the release of a game which featured in last month's Ludonarracon festival. The Longest Road on Earth is a short narrative adventure told without any words. With its original soundtrack and lovely pixel art world, the game is a visual and auditory experience not to be missed. Look out for this one on Steam and mobiles, May 27th. If you've enjoyed this video, please show the love and hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all things indie gaming. I'll leave you with The Wild at Heart, a herd-like action-adventure game developed by Moonlight Kids. It's set in a mysterious deep woods and has you collecting a horde of tiny creatures known as spritelings. Think of this one as an indie Pikmin. Until next time guys, keep loving indies.